So happy to keep your camera switched on, just to let you know. And I'll throw over to you, Sarah, to welcome our guests today.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Um, oh, can you hear me?
Mm.
We would like to welcome Suzanne and Nan Yu from My Dementia Companion. Now, Suzanne, I haven't looked up a bit of a bio about you, but I do have Nan's conveniently on my screen here. Nan is the founder and CEO of My Dementia Companion and is a passionate advocate for improving dementia care. He believes all people impacted by dementia deserve to be supported. Nan is passionate about health, age and disability care, particularly dementia care. He was one of the co-authors of the National Framework for Action on Dementia in 2013 and generously contributes to the sector, including as a board member for Caledonia Dementia Care, LASER's Next Gen Ambassador, frontline volunteering, and various pro bono mentoring and consulting services. So welcome to our meeting and thank you very much for coming.
Thank you, and thank you for having us. And Suzanne, thanks for the introduction, Sarah. And Suzanne, do you want to just do a 1-minute spiel about yourself? Or
I not really. I've been in services to the aged and community care sector for about 30 years, and too long. And I have met some of these people before, so they probably know a little bit about me. But mostly 9 years at Dementia Australia, which put me in good stead to be working with Nan now.
yeah, thank you, and yeah, Suzanne joining us has been very helpful. So thanks, guys. Today, being a small group, feel free to just yell out if you've got any questions. And it looks like we've got a variety of people from provider side, big body, and others as well. So just let me share my screen today. I'll keep it quite casual as well, and I might cough intermittently, so apologies for that in advance. As Sarah said, I do all of this is pretty much all pro bono and charity work for me. I still have a day job in a global pharmaceutical company at a reasonable position for Australia and New Zealand. And what we really want to do is to improve dementia care for the families impacted and also professionals working in the space as well. So that includes some of you guys from the provider side as well as peak bodies and professional services. It's really about making dementia care much more accessible, so at your fingertips, and make them as practical as possible. So we don't focus on anything that is, research or, those things are obviously very, very important, or pure training. That's not what we do. We really just want to help people as they need it in the work that they do and caring for their loved ones. So we started off back in end of 19, really. We had the idea since 18, but we started off the Carer app with a big grant from Dementia Australia and Department of Health and Deloitte, the Decoding Dementia Challenge, when we launched the Carer app through COVID, and pretty much with everybody working on the project are volunteers. And since then, so with limited marketing budget, the Carer app, which is targeted at family and friend carers, so individual families and the individual dementia journey, we've helped over 2,000 carers already with that. And that is really about providing them with personalized, bite-sized, and practical support through that journey with a bit of AI and personalization. And through that process, it turned out that a lot of professionals wanted to help as well. They have a lot of professionals, with dementia.org, and various other professional organizations, emails signing up to the carer, and we see them try to use that to support their clients and customers. So we developed a pro app in response to that. That is really helping them to manage multiple client journeys. So from the provider side, they can develop care plans, and for professionals as well and providers, they can respond to questions and needs instantly as well. So it helps with their compliance and save time, of course, improve care as well. And the Pro app is what we'll be focusing on today. And again, just wanted to show you what we're working on and also get your feedback as well to see how we can improve and do better in what we do. I'll skip that because dementia, we all know about dementia, what it means, but in terms of how does it fit into the sector, again, it's really about, supporting ad hoc responses from carers and families and also care workers. Bob is repeating himself, or Jane is wandering, refusing to take a shower. What do we do? How do we navigate the system to get some more subsidies for them? and also develop care plans and risk management sort of strategies with dementia care, because as we know now, there's definitely more emphasis on quality dementia care, and yet a lot of organizations and providers really struggle. And this forum is about elevating that best practice, but what does that mean, practically with the person in front of them. And of course, it's a challenge, with caseload about 10% is dementia, probably underestimated, but take up about 40% of our time as well. But of course, easy said than done, right? Just support your clients, do trainings, and learn as much as you can. You can do courses, which all help. The only challenge is a lot of people, when they sort of in their day-to-day work, it's really challenging to untangle this dementia journey, as you see here. Very messy, right? And I don't think anybody here will disagree. Feel free to disagree, but I think not many will disagree that the dementia journey is very convoluted. So in essence, what we want to do is, what we do with My Dementia Companion is untangle all of that to turn it into a linear checklist of a journey, so people can use that in their day-to-day work to guide the families through that. I'll skip that. So again, we're the first actually in the world to develop a pretty comprehensive journey. So this is the dementia journey, which is really the backbone of My Dementia Companion. Not many people have actually, there's a few try to attempt to do this, but they never really got to finish it off. Whereas we've kind of done the whole thing from, getting a diagnosis all the way to navigating the system and different things, medication, financial, legal planning, my aged care, NDIS, managing respite, driving, subsidies and things for carers, work and dementia for younger onset, all the way around to environment and communication, all different type of change behaviours here as well, all the way around to advanced care and eventually moving to an aged care home. So what we do, sorry, I just want to clarify, currently we're definitely focusing on the home care side, but we're looking at the residential side as well, but this is predominantly for the home care in the community setting. Anybody have any questions or thoughts at this point? Any comments? Keep going. But I'll ask another question. Anybody have any question you want me to dive into? Any of these topic and things in the checkpoint that pops up in your work often, or so we can use them as more of a practical, real example? No one?
I was going to say, Nan, one of the things that does pop up, or two things that pop up a lot for people, is things to do at home. So activities and how to keep people meaningfully engaged at home. And another one recently has popped up around hygiene, showering, changing clothes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, great. Yeah, I can definitely go through those. Thank you. Anybody else have anything? No? If not, I'll just pick a few and then we'll see how it goes. So let me just, and we just done this a few weeks ago. We're quite proud of the fact that we have some very good testimonials for the Pro app, both from care managers, aged care navigators, and family and friend carers. And we've been lucky actually being featured on quite a few resources. Actually, we've featured on more than this, but just kind of all we can fit on this page at the moment. And a lot of them reference us without even telling us. So we're quite privileged that they proactively have done that.
Nan, Nan, to interject. You might like to cover denial of dementia too, because we covered that in a couple of meetings this morning.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, we'll do that. Yeah. Thank you. So let me just refresh to clear everything. So what you see here is this is the Pro app. As you can see, everything is blue. It's a web app. Just wait for it to load. On the left, you've got the menu. And when you click on all info, so save is just, your favorite kind of things. When you click on all info, in the middle column have all these topic cards. Each one of these cards is actually one of the things on the journey. So as you track through that page, you are tracking down this list. Yeah, does that make sense? Yep. And each one of these, because that's a challenge, right? So for example, if I'm a care provider, I've got to fill out a care plan, and I need to deal with driving, for example, because that's always a section about transport and driving and things like that. If I scroll down to driving and click on driving, and I'll go through what to do when you don't need to scroll, is we actually have curated the whole driving and transport journey on the right here for you to guide your clients and families through. Because the alternative if you go driving and dementia and what to do, 46.5 million results from a variety of resources and systems and different things. You take a bit of time, for you to sift through that and figure out what you need to do. Whereas here, what we've done is we actually curated all that for you. So in an instant, you can look at that and say, okay, well, does Bob and Jane need to deal with planning phase? Have they got the legal requirements sorted, right? And have they got the subsidies sorted? Just, if Bob gives up his license, can they, as a family, as a dyad, can they still get around the community well along with transport? So things like disability parking and taxi subsidy schemes, etc. As well as driving assessment, driving car insurance, and also what happens if Bob doesn't want to keep up his license? What do you do, right? So you've got a variety of things of preparing, system navigation, and also behavior. And when you click on one, the section, we call these sections, so these are topics and these are sections, it opens. And we don't create content. So this is a care strategy. So you can see here, we've got a video from UCLA Health on some practical strategies on what to do. These videos are great because they go through what people normally do, which is what you shouldn't do, and then subsequently what you should do. And then a great video, a great resource on how to have a conversation with the person, of course, if they have that insight, from the National Roads and Motor Authority from New South Wales on driving and dementia, and also a whole bunch of lists of tips and things from daily caring as well. So we're trying to prioritise our dementia, the Australian resources, but if we can't find suitable ones, we of course go overseas to find the best one. And it's always evidence-based and quality checked. Any have questions here? Anybody? No? So that's care strategy for one. But we also provide system navigation, right? So the whole idea is, again, as I started by saying, it's all about extremely practical. We don't simply say, go and get your community transport or go and get taxi subsidy schemes or go and get a person to stop driving. We'll give you the videos and things, but also take you to the exact place to go and actually get the forms filled out and where do you find out more information about this service as well. So it's extremely practical. You don't have to go and search and find this thing again. Yeah. So for one, we tell you what's available, which you probably want to check as part of driving. On top of that, we take you to the exact spot that you need to manage that. And if this is deemed useful, you can go share. So very quickly, you can share. You can pick what is relevant for you. Go next. Choose the person you want to share. So for example, I don't know, James Bond, whoever it might be. Go next. Type your message in. By default, you'll CC yourself a copy, which, on the provider side, you can drag that into your clinical notes, your clinical software, care software, what it might be for record keeping. You can CC a son, CC a care worker, what it might be, and then press send. And then off that goes. The whole thing is gone. So within 3 minutes, instead of you having to spend hours Googling and searching and filtering everything and formulate a response to a client and associate with the driving issue, what you've got here is, so they'll get a link in an email, and everything is just what I prepared earlier, right? So this is everything you've shared. They don't need any special link or registration or anything. They see everything you've shared like that. So you pretty much be able to order that within 3 or 4 clicks. Yeah. And when you click open, again, you see all the right videos. The names are personalized for your client. And also you can see what other carers have shared as well. Yeah. Do anybody have any questions or feedback or thoughts? What I say making sense or not making sense? You guys are just
it's amazing, Nan. This is the first time I've seen this, and it's going to be so helpful in my role supporting carers who look after people with dementia. And it's going to save me so much time from having to do the research myself.
Yeah, great.
So,
Thank you.
It's amazing.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Or make sure the research is current too. So somebody commented this morning they've been using a form and realised it hadn't been updated or something. So we know this is all updated regularly.
Yeah, so we do have a process in place for quality checking and also keeping everything up to date as well. Yeah. So that's kind of one way of looking at it. But then the next thing, what's even better, Sharon, is, because I assume you probably have an ongoing relationship with some of the carers as well, is see at the top here is view as me. That's me as a professional, right? So it'll be me as Sharon, for example. What you can actually do is pick the client. If I pick Drew, this is one we use all the time. If you actually pick Drew, what happens you're going to see is this is Drew's dementia journey. You can see with driving, see how before it was empty, right? When you share something, the little empty circle gets filled out with a share symbol. So you're tracking your activities. But then also with that purple journey you saw before, is that instantly you can pull up Drew's profile and go, I've done 6 out of 10 things. So 6 means just 6 of the sections out of the 10 things you can share. You don't have to do everything, of course, just whatever is relevant for the person. And I've done 5 out of 19 things. I've done 7 out of 9 things. Scrolling down, I've done legal matters. I've got the EPIA, advanced care plan, administration, everything sorted. Maybe financial is the next one I need to do. To give you a bit of a guide as to how you as a carer support program, it gives you a bit of guide as to how do you support somebody or through that journey as what's coming up next. Because otherwise you've got a blank canvas, right? It's quite hard. And if you're in the home care setting, even better is we've curated the whole journey into a care assessment and care plan template as well. So quite often, they're facing with the ADL. What do I do with the ADL? It's a blank box, right? I need to fill stuff out. Whereas we've linked it. So in that instance, you can click on that. Go, these are the things. Maybe that's relevant. Is this relevant for my client as I'm doing the care plan? You click on it. Drew? Yes, I've done all of these things for Drew, right? Or, if you obviously haven't seen a client, this will be empty. They need a memory aids in place. They need to establish a routine. What about wayfinding around the house? Like we've done all these checklists. So at least you've got a starting point to check with the client. Yeah. Any questions so far? Any other comments? Or? No. So now on top of, we can navigate through the way we did, we can go down this list and find things, but also what we can do is search for things very quickly. So Sarah mentioned before about activity packs. So literally if you can, and this comes up a lot, if you type in activity, a whole bunch of different things come up. There's activity therapy. How do you get somebody engaged in activities? They're not engaged. But the first one is brain activity packs and games. So if you click on that, it opens up. See, it bounces around, it opens up. And there's actually a lot of activity packs that's freely available that's dementia specific. So for example, Alzheimer's Society Canada has a great amount of activity packs for people. We call it Crossroads, Sudoku, and Research, right? So if you click on that, again, it opens up in a new browser. So these are things you can definitely print off or send to the client to go through, right? Tell you a little bit about it all, and then here you go, all the activities at the bottom for you. So again, it's extremely practical. So we don't just go, well, you need to engage the person, and then, well, how do I engage? Like, where do I actually find these packs and things like that? Whereas we've curated all that for you. Yeah. Sarah, what was the second thing you said other than activity packs? I forgot.
It was showering and changing clothes.
Yep. Showering. Yep. Bathing and showering. Suggestions how to do that. Click on that. Again, great videos on how to manage that. And also Better Health Channel has a great article on bathing and dementia as well. You can click that. This will open up in YouTube. And you can watch that video. You can share that with, you can watch that together in a carer support group. You can share that with a person. Just close that. Or you can, of course, you can also print this off for them as well. So dementia on personal hygiene and shower, you can bathing, you can print that off for them as well. Yeah. So again, it's all done for you. And also another one, it's actually quite useful, is what if somebody refuses to take a shower? Right? Refuse to see a doctor, refuse to go to the doctor, refuse to go to the hospital, resisting the care, refusing to get dressed and shower and bath themselves. How do we get them to accept for help? So you can find all of these things in here as well very quickly. And denial is another one, which I guess I'll get to here already a little bit. So if somebody refuses to go to the hospital or refuses to go to the doctor, what do you do? And also we have actually a topic on accepting dementia and changes. So again, for Clea and Drew, we've gone through that with them. But for Batman, we haven't gone through that with them. It's empty. So maybe this it could be a prompt for us to go, maybe this is relevant for them. I want to go through that with them. Any other questions or comments at this point?
Do you have anything on, at the moment I'm looking for a mobile phone that's suitable for people with dementia. Like I found one, the Kisa phone that like aids and equipment, personal alarms.
Yeah. Aids and equipment. We've got, so aids and equipment falls into specific things. Sorry. So there's aids and equipment in general, which go through the subsidies and different things you can get on subsidy, but it also has specific aids and equipment on falls, also utensils for eating and drinking as well, and memory aids as well. So we split all that out for you. Yeah. So for example, falls, we'll go through that and we take you to falls prevention essay on actually how to use this and some tips and suggestions on how to do that. And of course, take you to the National Equipment Database, or any other private retailers you want to get you started. But it's quite often quite useful to have a bit of tips and okay, well, how do you use it? How do you make the most out of that too as well? Actually, just on that even, does that answer your question, Sharon? You're not so sure. Yeah. Even, like we had this morning also respite. People were talking about respite, right? We have a whole topic on respite. So if you want to learn about respite, there's a whole thing on respite, like introduction to respite. So we'll go through the whole respite thing for you. Again, you can collapse things as you need. But even this, right? How do you actually plan for respite and make the most out of it? That's actually some great resources. This one from QUT in the Dementia Collaboration Research Centre. A great booklet on how to actually plan for respite. Because so many people are so not planned for it, right? And it leads to a whole bunch of things like, they want to come home and causes issues and different things like that. But again, these things are so useful, but unless you know that they're there, you're not going to search for it. You can't find it. So, anything to do with respite, we've kind of done it here, so you can go through it to guide you as well. Same as, emergency respites and things. That's kind of it in a nutshell, really. Any other questions or comments from you guys? Anything you want to look up or feedback?
Can I ask a question, Nan? It's Wendy here.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic resource. There's a wealth of information. If I've understood correctly, you can, as a health professional, personalise this for different clients that you're working. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah.
So where does that information get stored, though? Because is there, how can I ensure privacy
yeah, so we
trying to understand how the back end of it works and what happens to that information.
Yeah, it's actually quite sophisticated now. When we first started, we thought we were just building a website. It turned into this behemoth of a project. So it's a fully functioning app. So it's completely hosted on Amazon Web Services, Cognito, which is what it's extremely secure. We adhere to all the health record, data privacy, all that sort of stuff as well. And Cognito is where everything is stored and the security is, and AWS on the cloud. So that's what government uses and many of the hospitals and yeah, so it's as secure as you're going to get, really. And we just signed up a big organization recently, and we had to go through all the security requirements for the IT system, and that got approved as well. So you don't need to worry about security. We also have our privacy policy and all that sort of stuff. We can send that to you as well, so you can have a look at that in detail.
So can I just ask a really basic question, Nan, because I've missed all the previous conversations about the carer, My Dementia Companion. But so you just go to the App Store and then it's there as a free app, is it? For care? So it's carers and then there's Pro, is there? Is that how it works?
Yep. So there's the carer and the Pro, and the carer app you can just start using. So to start with the carer app, you just go to our website, right? So if I just click on here, website, and Wendy, our privacy policy is at the bottom, so you can just click on that. The launch tool, you click on the launch tool, it will open, and it'll ask you to verify and register, and then it'll ask you, are you a professional or a carer? So that's how you go down the carer path. Okay. And we have a lot of organizations, so we have a lot of dementia alliances and aged care providers that have signed up to be champions. So what they can do is that they can use. We've created a champion resource portal for them. So they are using this. So they either sit down with somebody to go through it, or talk about it on different things. You can actually send blurbs to people. There's a flyer. There's a tutorial video, etc. as well that you can send to people. So that's kind of what a lot of so Sharon, this might be relevant for you, but it's only for self-driven carers, right? People that's got to be tech-savvy enough. We've designed the carer app. So I'll show you the carer app. So we've designed the carer app with over 100 families actually, and professionals in the space. But it still requires somebody to be, have a computer and be able to use it. Whereas a pro app, obviously, you're sort of in charge of that. This is very, very personalized. So, for example, in the driving example, they have it's just filled up over time because from the demos. But see how you don't see everything. You only do what's relevant for you. So if you do drive, we take you down one path, and then you just keep going, right? And if you don't drive, we'll take you down a different path. And if you're in Victoria, you go down a different path versus SA or WA as well. So it's very unique and personalized for the person. So once you sort of go down one path, you can't really go back up and start changing things. That's kind of the carer app. But this one you can just start using. And also in terms of the AI and stuff, that's the whole journey, right? So you can still go through the journey and current topics. You only probably should have a few things in there you're currently working on. It's like your current to-do. The idea of the carer app is it kind of estimates where you are in your dementia journey. And then you will just go, oh, you know what? Michelle's kind of in the later stages. Maybe we need to tell them about continence or depression or something like that. Just check. We'll add this topic. If I click here, we'll manually add it, but it will automatically add it to the current topic apps, and we'll send them an email so they can go and check it out, whether it's relevant or not. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's the carer app, and you can just start using that. So this app was free up until end of last year. It was free for 2 years, and it was, again, it was because it's a passion project. I was just funding it myself, and a few other people was giving us money. And then then our advisors told us, and also, it's becoming extremely expensive to run as a database and everything sort of grew. And our advisors say, if it's free, people don't value it. So we put a very minimal $4 a month on the care app. So it's less than a cup of coffee a month, so that they can, get the latest, everything's updated, and we can continue improving the app as well. And you can put that on the home care package as well. So there's no issues there. You can put that on there to help them. Does that answer your question, Michelle?
Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah.
Quick overview. The only thing is, so it depends on what you do at each and different things. From a compliance perspective, you do need to do the care plan and different things like that. So the pro, you might still need the pro. So it depends. We have providers who have purchased both. Some actually purchase a whole bunch of carer for their clients, and also their staff is on the pro. Some are just purely on the pro, and they're just using that, and they don't have any carer. So it will depending on the organisation and your personal needs for that as well. Yeah. But we can send this carer champion resource to you guys as well. So you've got something if you want to start people on things. So our Dementia Alliance, a few Dementia Alliances uses this, and they literally run their carer group meetings using the app, go through different topics over time as well.
Nan, one of the things that has always fascinated me and makes me think that this app is better than any resource we've put together or list of resources. Can you just tell me again how it is updated and how that works? Because that just fascinates me.
Yeah, no, thanks, Sarah. Yeah, so that's very true. So the first point before I answer that question is, the whole idea is that this is not designed just to be a resource portal, because a resource portal requires you to actually know what you're looking at, go and find it and use it, right? This is very much at your fingertips, merged with into your care plan workflow. The search function and the curation of this journey is definitely very practical. So anybody who signs up to this app, don't sit there and try to read the whole thing. It's not designed to sit there as a resource book to read. And in answer to Sarah's question, so we've got over 2,000 kind of pieces of resources in here now, and we update them every 3 to 4 weeks kind of thing. And we do that through a couple of ways. So we've got a system, like a bit of a very smart sort of technology, sort of AI, or the AI word gets thrown around a lot, but it's a smart system that checks for all the resources just to see what's changed and what's not. So that's the first pass. Second pass is we have our advisors, which Sarah is part of the advisory group for us as well. And we do a manual check as well when things get flagged up. So there's a manual, automated and a manual check. And also we do audits as well. So we audit these topics over time just to make sure we haven't missed anything new over time as well. It's really hard. Like some of the health services we've spoken to, our earliest users is like they try to do that because they're more clinical, right, compared to a lot of the aged care providers. That's what all they do, and they try to do this in Word documents. Suzanne mentioned that they end up with a 20-page Word document, all out of date, impossible to find things, and the links are broken. It's pretty hard. Like unless you can start expanding and collapsing and do this, it's really hard to organize. I think there's a question popped up. Yeah, no worries, Sharon.
She's gone already.
Gone. No worries. Awesome. Any other questions? Oh, we just got windy now, I think.
Yes. Yep.
Oh, we finished early.
Not a big turnout today.
No, I think it's Easter has gotten in the way. Everybody's
on leave already.
Yeah, or it's sort of trying to get everything done before Thursday afternoon.
Well, Nan, I've got a question that potentially people who watch the recording post-meeting might have. If there are organisations that might watch this recording and are interested in using My Dementia Companion at their organisation, how and what should they do?
Yep. Yeah, so thanks, Elizabeth. So I'll pay you later. You can definitely just go to our website. So under here, there's contact us. You can just simply contact us. And then we'll do a demo because the reason we didn't, so for the Pro app, you need to do a demo before you can access the Pro app. The reason we do that is because we really fit into individual organizations' workflow. And that's quite important. So we've got a whole change management thing working on at the moment. So we don't just open it up to people who start to play around with it because it has to work in the organization's governance processes and different things as well. And part of that, as when you said, might be the security check. So before you use it, maybe do that IT need to check security, which we're going to do all of that as well for data security.
And it's confusing. It is a bit more, quite a lot more complex than the Carer app.
Yeah.
So
has a lot more in it. We just showed you the really sort of the high level stuff.
Yeah. I did have another question. Sorry, Sarah, unless I'm jumping in on top of you. No. Do family carers know of the Pro version of the app? So if they have been, I was going to say long-time users, it's only a couple of years old, but if they've used the family, sort of the carer version of the app, are they aware that there is a professional arm to it? And is that sort of publicised to families or not necessarily? Do you keep it quite separate?
Yeah, we keep it quite separate. The new users of the Carer app knows there's a Pro because when they log in, you have to make a decision which way to go. The old users, they wouldn't see unless they go to our website. Because if you go to our website, obviously we have both of the apps on there as well.
we did have a newsletter, Nan, that we launched that
Yeah.
let them know of the
good point.
launch of the Pro.
Yeah.
But whether they read it or not, that's another.
Yeah, so we do provide updates on that as well. Actually, yeah, good point. Yeah, so the old users will know actually, through our newsletters, that there is the Pro app. I was going to say something else, but what it was. No, never mind. We'll probably come back to me later.
I was interested to hear you mentioned a couple of times that carer alliances and carer groups are using it within the groups. I had planned to introduce you to our new carer support worker so that she could pass on the info, but how are they using it within the groups?
So they either advocate for us, so they use a carer champion resource to sign self-driven families and who are tech savvy enough on the Care app and off they go. And also some of them are using the Pro app to run training sessions. So for this week, let's go through subjects for carers. Have you got this sorted? And then literally we'll bring that up on the big screen in the little workshop, and then they will go through, get everybody signed up. Right, just power of the people kind of getting out there, and a lot of them, reached out to us, and that's why we developed the resource, because we suddenly realized we don't have anything to help them. So yeah, that's how they are using it. Yeah,
that's terrific. Thank you.
No worries.
I was just going to ask Nan, is the Carer app phone friendly, or would you recommend using it on a tablet or a computer, a laptop?
So completely. Let me just share my screen again. Great. Now I just lost you. Here you are. Bringing up the app.
80% of our users are over 65 using it on a computer, Wendy, but they can use it on a phone.
Yeah, so it is mobile friendly, and I'll show you what it looks like on the mobile.
I was just thinking of the younger ones, Suzanne, who might be helping family.
Yeah, interesting. Like when we first designed the app, we actually did a lot of collaboration with you guys, right? Because obviously, you gave us a grant with the Foreign Department of Health. And yeah, we all advise just go to a computer, because it turned out 80% of people, when they do work around dementia, trying to figure out what's going on, they do it on the computer. 80% is a big number. So that's why we prioritize the web version. But this is what it'll look like on the phone. So it will just be like, your Facebook, like a scrolling up and down, the menus at the bottom, and then you can, when you click on it, you just go to another screen, and you can go back. So it's pretty much like Facebook, kind of. You just scrolling down.
Okay. Yep. Terrific. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
Oh, you're back, Michelle.
Yeah, sorry about that. I had to leave and take a phone call. Sorry.
No worries at all.
Yeah.
Michelle, did you have questions for Nan or Suzanne?
No, just one question is, how much is the Pro then? Sorry, I missed that bit.
Yeah. Oh, no, we haven't talked about it, actually. So the Pro, again, we wanted to make it free, and then I got told off. So the Pro was currently sitting at $29 a month per professional. And we came up with that price because in our pilot, people were saving, 4 to 5 hours a week, just from Googling and doing all these things and doing care plans and different things. So our saving and the cost is about 3%, which is, very cheap, because industry software is 10% of your savings, whereas ours is 3%. And also it's less than $1 a day, or you have a handful of clients. It's quite affordable. And if you have more as you go up, we provide discounts for sure as more people sign up to use.
Okay.
And we provide all the support around onboarding and different things as well. Anything to add, Suzanne, on that front? I'll get a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, just that it is that onboarding side of things is proving to be challenging, in that it's change and people need to embed it in their system. So we're finding we're doing quite a bit of work in that space.
Yeah.
Just a new process.
Cool. And yeah, if anybody got questions, feel free to reach out. So through our website, or, of course, you can get our details from Sarah Elizabeth, but our email is pretty straightforward. So it's hello@mydementiacompanion.com.au. And our website is mydementiacompanion.com.au.
And you don't mind how many people we send querying your way?
Yeah, absolutely not. No worries.
Please send them over. I'll be very happy to speak with them. Thanks, Sarah.
And and also the other question that often come up on top of the things being asked is, is there a limit to the app? Can you add infinite number of clients? Yeah, there's literally no limit to the app. It's infinite because it's on the cloud. On top of being very secure, it's infinitely scalable. So you can just continue to scale that. Yeah.
And Nan is working on enhancements all the time, so he's just
taking
some feedback from one of our clients, and it's amazing how quickly he can change things or get things changed.
We've got some exciting stuff coming in the next couple of weeks based on the feedback of a few big clients as well. So that's, you guys are going to see that soon. It's very exciting.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, both of you, for coming along. Every time I hear, I know I'm quite familiar with it, but every time I hear about My Dementia Companion. I seem to pick up something new. So that's good. Really good.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so
Thank
much.
you. See you all
Chat
next
soon.
month. Thank you for
Bye-bye.
coming.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, sorry, there's my dog in the background.